Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining. Let me see. Kiran Prabhuji is not joined today. I sent the message late this morning. Maybe forgot. So let me share my screen and we'll start reading then together. I'll start with brief prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, I see Kiran Prabhu joined. So maybe he can start. Kiran Prabhuji, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisance to all the devotees who joined this Zoom call. Thank you, Sundaranand Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity to read today's Bhagavatam Sloka translations. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Let me start with quick prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudarayet. Nashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistikim. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we are reading from Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, chapter 41, from 1 to 17 slokas. Just 1 second, I'm opening that.
Prabhuji is 18 to 37 today.
Sorry, I think I saw the yesterday's one. 18 to 37. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Welcome.
So the chapter name is Krishna and Balarama Enter Mathura, chapter 41. And today I'm reading from 18 to 34. So Sloka 18. Sukadev Goswami said, thus addressed by the Lord, Akrura entered the city with a heavy heart. He informed King Kamsa of the success of his mission and then went home. Sloka 19. Lord Krishna desired to see Mathura. So, toward evening, he took Lord Balrama and the cowherd boys with him and entered the city. Slokas 20 to 23. The Lord saw Mathura with its tall gates and household entrances made of crystal, its immense archways and main doors of gold, its granaries and other storehouses of copper and brass, and its impregnable moats, moats beautifying the city were pleasant gardens and parks. The main intersections were fashioned of gold, and there were mansions with private pleasure gardens, along with guide halls and many other buildings. Mathura resounded with the calls of peacocks and pet turtle dovers who sat in the small openings of the lattice windows and on the gem-studded floors, and also on the columned balconies and on the ornate rafters in front of the houses. These balconies and rafters were adorned with Vaidurya stones, diamonds, crystal quartz, sapphires, coral, pearls, and emeralds. All the royal avenues and commercial streets were sprinkled with water, as were the side roads and courtyards, and flower garlands, newly grown sprouts, parched grains, and rice had been scattered about everywhere. Gracing the houses, doorways were elaborately decorated pots filled with water, which were bedecked with mango leaves, smeared with yogurt and sandalwood paste, and encircled by flower petals and ribbons. Near the pots were flags rows of lamps, bunch of flowers, and the trunks of banana and betel nut trees. Sloka 24. The women of Mathura hurriedly assembled and went forth to see the two sons of Vasudeva as they entered the city of the king's road, surrounded by their cowherd boyfriends. Some of the women, my dear king, eagerly climbed to the roofs of their houses to see them. Sloka 25. Some of the ladies put their clothes and ornaments on backwards. Others forgot one of their earrings or ankle bells, and others applied makeup to one eye but not the other. Sloka 26. Those who were taking their meals abandoned them, and others went out without finishing their baths or massages. Women who were sleeping at once rose when they heard the commotion, and mothers breastfeeding their infants simply put them aside. Sloka 27. The lotus eyed Lord, smiling as he recalled his bold pastimes, captivated those ladies' minds with his glances. He walked with the gait, gait of the lordly elephant in creating a festival for their eyes with his transcendental body, which is the source of pleasure for the divine goddess of fortune. Sloka 28. The ladies of Mathura had repeatedly heard about Krishna, and thus, as soon as they saw him, their hearts melted. They felt honored that he was sprinkling upon them the nectar of his glances and broad smiles. Taking him into their hearts through their eyes, they embraced him, the embodiment of all ecstasy, and as their bodily hate stood on end, O subduer of enemies, they forgot the unlimited distress caused by his absence. Sloka 29. Their lotus faces blooming with affection, the ladies who had climbed to the roofs of the mansions rained down showers of flowers upon the Lord Balarama and Lord Krishna. Sloka 30. The Brahmanas, standing along the way, honored the two lords with presentations of yogurt, unbroken barley corns, pots full of water, garlands, fragrant substances such as sandalwood paste, and other items of worship. Sloka 31. The women of Mathura exclaimed, "Oh, what severe austerities the gopis must have performed to be able to regularly see Krishna and Balrama, who are the greatest source of pleasure for all mankind." Sloka 32. Seeing a washerman approaching who had been dyeing some clothes, Krishna asked him for the finest laundered garments he had. Sloka 33. Lord Krishna said, "Please give suitable garments to the two of us who certainly deserve them. If you grant this charity, you will undoubtedly receive the greatest benefit." Sloka 34. Thus requested by the Supreme Lord, who is perfectly complete in all respects, that arrogant servants of the king became angry and replied insultingly. Sloka 35. The washerman said, "You impudent boys, you are accustomed to roaming the mountains and forests, and yet you would dare put on such clothes as these. These are the king's possessions, and you are asking for." Sloka 36. Fools, get out here quickly. Don't beg like this if you want to stay alive. When someone is too bold, the king's men arrest him and kill him and take his property. Sloka 37, the last sloka for the day. As the washerman thus spoke brazenly, the son of Devaki became angry, and then merely with his fingertips he separated the man's head from his body. And thank you for Prabhuji. And Krishna Venu Prabhuji will give the overview of what I read today's slokas. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kiran Prabhuji, for reading today's Bhagavatam section slokas translations. And thank you all for joining. So I'll share my screen. And thank you, Sundarananda Prabhu, for giving this opportunity to share few points from Srimad Bhagavatam purports or what I heard from the senior devotees. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto. Krishna and Balarama enter Madura, and slokas 18 to 37. So I will start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschapta Deshatarani. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are in the section of Krishna entering into the Madura. So we'll hear all wonderful pastimes that he performed in Madura and Dwarka going forward. But just to give a background, so in the last chapter we heard how Akrura along with Krishna and Balaram in the chariot, so coming from Vrindavan to Mathura. So they stopped at the bank of Galindi, Yamuna river, and while he was taking a bath, so he saw the wonderful form of Supreme Lord Vishnu, and first, of course, he saw Krishna and Balarama, then turned into the Vishnu and Anantasesa. So then Akrura offered beautiful prayers, and in the last section we heard from His Grace Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu. So after showing his Vishnu form to Akrura, then Krishna, and after receiving the prayers from Akrura, Krishna withdrew that vision, and then Akrura came out from the water. He was very great, in a great amazement, and then Krishna asked if he had seen something wonderful. So then Akrura replied, whatever after I see you, there is nothing remain unseen. So all those wonderful things are exist with you, like that. And then he started driving the chariot, and then they reached the Mathura late in the afternoon. By that time, Nanda Maharaj and all other cowherd personalities, they were already reached Mathura, and Krishna asked Akrura to return home, promising that he will visit him after he killed Kamsa and all. So then we'll continue from there. So from sloka 18. So Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning that so addressed by the Lord, Akrura entered the city with heavy heart, Vimanaha. So because the reason is now he is separated from Krishna. So and Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that though Akrura felt very unhappy to leave the association of Supreme Lord Krishna, but he could not disregard the order. So since Krishna mentioned to go home, so Akrura followed that instruction. So this is one of the things that our acharyas and scriptures, or even Srila Prabhupada in his purports or conversations, he mentions that Vani Seva is more important than Vapu Seva. So the instruction, following the instruction is more important than being with the Guru or the advanced devotees performing the Vapu Seva. The following their instruction is more important. So we see in the case of even Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya also, he probably met his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very few times. May probably not served physically as much as other few of other his god brothers served him, like that. But he took the instruction to the heart and executed as his life and soul. So that is what Prabhupada also showed, that Vani Seva is more important than Vapu Seva. Of course, if there is a opportunity to do Vapu Seva, then that is also nice. So then we see that Akrura went to King Kamsa and informed the success of his mission, and then went to home. So then comes up, felt very happy and honored Akrura appropriately. So thinking that now he can kill Krishna, because he had many plans. The first plan is to bring Krishna to Mathura, and then afterwards, then maybe he has few other plans to use Kolapedia elephant to kill Krishna. If that is not successful, then in wrestling using Chanura and Mustika kill Krishna. If not, he himself will kill Krishna. Like that, he had many plans. But only this plan was success, like bringing Krishna to Mathura, because this plan is in align with Krishna's plan. So that's why he was successful, and he felt little bit happy. So this is another thing. Like if our plans or our desires are in align with Guru and Krishna, then they will be successful, and then because they are successful, we will become blissful. So otherwise, all our plans will be destroyed or anxiety and miserable like that. Gandhari wants Duryodhana as undefeatable. So that's why she asked Duryodhana to come naked so that she can empower him. So she can give all her powers so that Duryodhana can become powerful and strong. But that's not Krishna's plan. So that's why Krishna interrupted Duryodhana, and instead of going naked, so he made to wear a cloth, so to cover his thighs and private parts and everything, so that his dear devotee Bhima's desire will be fulfilled. So because Bhima's desire is in alignment with the Krishna's desire, like that. So then we see that Krishna now desired to see Mathura. So toward evening he took Lord Balarama and the cowherd boys with him and entered the city. So we may think that why Krishna wants to see Mathura. Is it because it is very upland? So externally it may look like upland, but Krishna he has all wealth. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. He is in full wealth. So there is nothing that he doesn't see these kind of beautiful cities like that. But Krishna wanted to see so that he can go and give darshan to the residents of Mathura, so that they all can be benefited. Like it's our Jagannath going to various places in this area. So not to see how the city is built and how it is opulent. So more than that, so he wanted to give his darshan and shower his mercy to all the conditional living entities, so that they can be attracted to Krishna consciousness and benefit themselves. So we see how Krishna is so merciful that even though the conditioned living entities in this material world, they don't want to take up, it's beneficial for them only, but still due to the conditioning, they are not taking Krishna consciousness, but he is coming and giving Krishna consciousness. Of course, that compassion we see in highest degree in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why he is known as Mahavadanyaya. So he is running behind us and giving Krishna consciousness, though we are not looking for. So he sent his commander-in-chief Srila Prabhupada for the benefit of the people who left India to other countries, so that all can take benefit of that. So and then we see that now in this next 20 to 23 slokas, how the Mathura city was very opulent. So we see that the household entrance made of crystal, spatika, and the main doors are gold, hema. So even I don't think we can see in this richest country in this world now, like in America also we don't see like this, the doors made with gold. So and of course gold prices are also went up very heavily. So and in America we see that mostly all the entrances are driveways and the doors are wood, like that. And not only that, the city is beautified with Udyana, public gardens, and Upavana and parks. And the balconies are adorned with Vaiduriyas. So the Vaidurya gems. And then there are crystal quartz and coral and pearls and so many things like that. All these things are, we see that it shows that how opulent these Mathura city on those days. Of course, now it might be different, but on those days, so we see that how opulent the Bharat is, India is. I heard even before British government also India is very rich. That's why Columbus he wanted to visit India and see the uplands and possibly do a trading like that. But of course he lost directions and he landed in America, certain place of America. So like that. But it shows how upland in those days the Mathura or the other parts of India like that. And also Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, in the purport it is commentary of the Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur sir. So how the pots were decorated, that is also mentioned in the purport elaborately, like how the pots were encircled with the flower petals, and then the mouths are with leaves of mangoes, and on each part there is a gold plate. And then there is a betel nut tree stands in front and also behind like that. So the pots on the house entrances were nicely decorated. So these are all very auspicious signs. So that's how it shows the Madura city. And then in the next three slokas we see how the Madura women, so they were very eager to see Krishna. So in these slokas we see that they are hurriedly so assembled and went forth to see the two sons of Vasudeva. So Tvaritaha. And also they had a great eagerness, Utsaka, like that. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that so when this news came to the Madura women that Krishna and Balarama are in the Madura city, so all the inhabitants gathered, and the ladies and girls, they went up to the roofs, and then they started seeing them like that. And we see how they in that hurriness, so their things are like that. Some ladies, they put their cloths and ornaments in reverse order, like Vastra Bhushana, so cloths and ornaments, Viparyaka, like in the reverse order, backwards. And other forgets one of their earrings, Patra, and also ankle belts, Nupraha. And then some applied makeup to one eye, but not the other. So this shows that the eagerness to see Krishna. And of course we hear that this is the eagerness, one of the devotional principles that helps one to progress in Krishna consciousness. So in Nectar of Instruction we hear him, right? Utsaha nichaya dharyad, like that. So the first one is Utsaha. So this enthusiasm or eagerness to practice Krishna consciousness, or to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or to be in the association of the devotees, to read Bhagavatam. So this Utsaha is also very important principle that one has to have, so that one can progress in the path of bhakti. And then we see it's continuing. So some of them, they were taking their meals and abandoned them. So, and then some were without finishing their baths, upamajjanaha. So, and then some, they were sleeping, and as soon as they heard the confirmation, they immediately rose. And we also see that how eager they wanted to see Krishna and Balarama. Some mothers, they are doing breastfeeding to their infants, but to see Krishna and Balarama, they simply put them aside and then came to see Krishna and Balarama. So we see how eagerness, and how did they got this eagerness, that is also mentioned in Krishna book, or very from the devotees, that because they listened about Krishna's wonderful pastime or his beautiful form, and how his flute playing steals the heart of everyone, or his unlimited strength, and all those things from Vrajavasis. So when Vrajavasis, when they come to Madura to pay taxes or sell goods, so they used to narrate all these things to the Maduravasis. So like that they heard, and they, due to that, now they got interest to see Krishna and Balaram. So this is also one beautiful thing that one has to, as a sadhaka, one has to imbibe that. So to listen Krishna Katha, Shravanam and Kirtanam. So when we hear Krishna Katha, what happens is, or when we do Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, so then two things will happen, am I right? Nasta Prayesha Padreshu. So all the anardhas will be destroyed, and then bhaktir bhavati naistiki. So our love for Krishna arises. So these Madura residents, of course, they are already in the transcendental platform. So that's why as soon as they heard Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, so their spontaneous raga anuga, so that love immediately arose. So we see that just by listening the Brahmana Patnis how they were attracted to Krishna, and also the mother Rukmini, she heard about Supreme Lord Krishna's beautiful form and qualities from Narada Muni, so she got attracted. So like that, if we continue to listen Krishna Katha from the mouth of these great devotees, advanced devotees, then we will be able to increase our love for Krishna. And the next couple of slokas, so we hear so the transcendental exchanges between Krishna and Madhura. Like Krishna is smiling and he captivated those ladies' minds with his glances. He is walking of a lordly elephant and creating the festival for their eyes, and which is the source of pleasure for the divine goddess of fortune. So he is attracting everyone. So that's why the Supreme Lord's name is, the very closest name is Krishna, because Akarshati iti Krishna. So he attracts everyone with all his opulences. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasriya, like all the, he has the full strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. So with all these things, Krishna attracts everyone. So that's why the closest name for the Supreme Lord is Krishna. And then the ladies of the Madhura, they repeatedly heard about Krishna. Mohu Srutam. So they heard about Krishna earlier from the Vrajavasis. So then as soon as they saw him, their hearts melted. So and now they felt honored. He was sprinkling upon them with the nectar of glances, and then they also embraced him. And due to that, they forgot the unlimited distress caused by his absence. So far, they did not have association of Krishna. So due to that, they were in distress. But now they saw Krishna and they got his associations. They forgot their distress. So this is another thing we see, that a conditioned living entity in this material world, when they come in contact with material objects, what happens is our body fever goes up, the body heat goes up, and due to that we goes through distress, so misery. But when we come in contact with Krishna consciousness, then our body heat goes down, then we become peaceful, shanti mruchati, like that. So Madhura women also, so now taking Krishna into their hearts, so embraced him, so they forgot unlimited distress caused by his absence. And then their lotus faces blooming with affection, the ladies who had climbed on the to the roof of the mansions, so rained down showers flowered upon Lord Balarama and Lord Krishna. So they are very blissful. So they showered the flowers on both Bala Keshava, so Balarama and Keshava. And Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that so they are in ecstasy. The bodily hairs stood up. So because they heard about Krishna but hadn't seen them, and now their longing was relieved, like that. And then Brahmanas standing along the way honored the two lords with presentation of yogurt. So all these things are very auspicious items. So the Brahmanas, that's why Krishna is mentioned as Brahmanya Devaya. So the Brahmanas worships him. And also is Go Brahmanya Itayacha. So it is also important for us to serve the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas, so that it will please Krishna. And then the women of Madhura, so they are saying that what severe austerity the gopis must have performed, so that because of that they have seen Krishna and Balarama regularly, like that. So because so far Krishna and Balarama were in Vrindavan, and then the gopis, they were seeing every day Krishna. So that's why Madhura women were thinking what kind of severe austerity they did it, like. So this is also another thing, like so as a practicing devotee, we have to do the austerity, the tapa. But what kind of tapa we have to do it? Not like Hiranyakashipu, he also done severe austerity. but for the sake of material benediction. Not like that. So Rishabhadev says that our tapa should be divyam. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam suddhe dyasmat brahma saukyam tvanantam. So when we do this divyam, the tapasu, what we have to do is divyam, the spiritual austerity. Then our heart will be purified, and then we'll become, be able to situate in eternal and blissful life. Brahma saukyam anantam. Like waking up early and chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra of 16 rounds that Prabhupada suggested at least every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Or fasting on Ekadashis or holy days, and basically making our activities centered with Krishna consciousness. So in the next couple of slokas, we see that how Krishna liberated this washerman. So they have seen a washerman approaching, and then Krishna asked him some garments for them to wear. So he's saying that please give suitable garments for two of us who certainly deserve them. And if you grant this charity, you will undoubtedly receive the greatest benefit. And when he requested like that, so the arrogant servant of the king, he became angry and replied insultingly. So he rejected, this washerman rejected, saying that he will not give. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that Krishna is not a beggar, that he needs some clothing. But this request indicates that so everyone should be ready to offer whatever Krishna wants. So that is Krishna consciousness. But of course here this washerman, so he rejected. So saying that, fools, get out of here quickly, don't beg like this. When someone is too bold, the king's men will arrest him and kill him. So why this person rejected? Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the Krishna book that because he is the servant of Kamsa, and this is the effect of the bad association. Tamodwaram yositam sangi sangam. So Lord Rishabhadev says that if we are in the association of bad people or people who are materialistically addicted, then we will not be able to take up Krishna consciousness, or our interest in Krishna consciousness will not arise. So that's why Rupa Goswami also mentions in Nectar of Instruction that Jana Sangascha. So we have to see as best as we can, be in the association of the devotees, not in the association of the worldly minded people or materialistic people like that. So the last sloka for today. So the washerman spoke like this, and the son of Devaki, Krishna, became very angry, and we see that merely with his fingertips he separated the man's head from his body. So, and Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that so Krishna can do anything with any part of his body. So like he says that in Brahma Samhita it is mentioned that every limb of his body is capable of doing everything he likes. Like without a sword, he simply with his hand he cut off the head of the washerman. So this is the proof. We see even in the pastime of Lord Narsingadev, he killed this powerful Hiranyakashipu with just nails only. So if he wanted to do something, so he can do it without any extraneous help like that. So how powerful Krishna is also showing through this wonderful sloka. So I'll pause it here. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.